We're on page 129. The vowel that indicates the construct of the upper world is called Tsere. Understand and investigate the foundation of Tsere, within which you will find the likeness of a glowing construct. And if you understand its foundations and mysteries, the Spirit of God will rest in you. The Spirit of Hashem spoke within me, and His word is upon my tongue, to enlighten those who are intelligent about the construct of all beings other than Hashem. Blessed is He. For although there are beings of the utmost simplicity, they nonetheless are complete constructs relative to Hashem, who brings them into being. If this was not so, there would be no difference between the actor, blessed is He, and that which is brought about by his action. However, we know that in truth, no being in existence other than Hashem, the singular pre-existent, intrinsic being, blessed is He, is outside the parameters of possessing at least two matters. The first is that it has surah, form, and the second is that it is born by the one who bears it. In other words, it is brought into novel existence by the one who newly brings it into being. Now, the upper world, which is the world of intellect, Olam HaSeichel, is utterly simple. However, since it is a new existence, two matters are included in it. The first being the novelty of its existence, chidush, and the second being its surah, its form. However, it should be noted that this binyan, this construct, is not a construct in the regular sense, such as the harkava, the composition of several components, or the bonding and subsequent separation of components. Rather, it is simply the construct of chidush, of novelty, and surah, and form, meaning that it includes the two as one. Having awakened to this understanding that the Tsere corresponds to the construct of the upper world, this is because the upper world is a simple construct, meaning that it is the simplest form of construct possible, in that it consists only of chidush and surah, novelty and form. We thus find that the Tsere attests to the upper world in that it consists of two horizontal points that are equally aligned with each other as follows. As you can see, its two foundational points are aligned next to each other on a level plane, rather than being one above the other. This is because there is neither composition, harkava, nor anything that inclines towards composition here, but only simple construct, binyan pashut. Thus, as you see, the Tsere is similar in quality to a foundation, yesod, even though it is of 2 points, since they are simple. If you contemplate this the matter of the Tsere Aleph, you will discover that it is fire, Aish, Aleph Shin, and it corresponds to the foundation of light. This is a very wondrous and deep matter. If you contemplate this very well, you will discover how the fire, Aish, is drawn from the Tsere Aleph, Tsere, since this itself is the essence of the matter, no more and no less. Thus, with all the above in mind, know that even the highest of all levels, that is the separate angelic intellects, Sifliim, Nifradim, are novel and are forms of intellect. Therefore, we say that they are complete constructs. In other words, know that everything other than Hashem Himself, blessed is He, is in the category of harkava, composition. Even if, like the world of intellect, it is something that is not a composition of foundations. Continuing in this vein, know that this is why the angels, the chayos of the chariot, Merkava, are called the Merkava, which means composition. For even though they are separate forms of the highest level and are the simplest of beings, nevertheless, they are complete constructs relative to Hashem, blessed is He. Thus, they depend on Hashem, blessed is He, for their very existence. And if not for Him, they would have no existence at all. Therefore, consider the verse, the chariot, Rechev, of God, is 20,000 times 1,000 angels. And understand that they are all compositions, Merkava. Likewise, in Tractate Chagiga, our sages of blessed memory stated as follows in regard to the highest celestial sphere called Aravos. The Iphanim, cycle angels, the Seraphim, fiery angels, the Holy Chayos, animal angels, and the ministering angels are there. But God, who is lofty and exalted, dwells above them. Thus, they clearly stated that Hashem, blessed is He, is always above and beyond the separate intellects, Sichliyim. This being the case, the angelic separate intellects, Sichliyim, are constructs, binyan, relative to that which is above them. Similarly, contemplate the verse, you ride upon your horses, your chariots are salvation. Realize that it is Hashem, blessed is He, who rides upon all that are ridden upon. He is above the highest levels and exalted beyond the most exalted. Thus, from all the above, understand that the Tzere hints at the construct, the binyan, of the upper world. And although it is a construct, it is a simple construct, a binyan pashut. In other words, it is the construct of Yesod, foundation, rather than the construct of Harkava, composition, or the construct of Homer, substance. Nevertheless, it is a construct of Chidush and Surah, novelty and form. Two matters that are in equilibrium with each other as indicated by the makeup of the vowel point Tzere. This is why we say that the vowel point Tzere attests to the novelty of form and is the matter of the upper world of form, Surah. This is because Surah, form, 301, numerically, is a kind of Tzere, 300, and the Tzere 300 attests to it as follows. When the Tzere 300 is expressed as Tzere with an Aleph, the Aleph is 1, and Tzere Tzadik ratio is numerically 300. 300 plus the Aleph plus 1. 300 plus 1, the result is the form, Surah, 301, which is fire, Aish, 301. Know now that this mystery is founded on a firm foundation. Contemplate and understand this, and you will become wise and succeed, for these are necessary matters that are not circumstantial. It is thus understood that the Tzere attests to the upper world that is called the world of form, Olam HaTzura, which is the construct of two things, Chidush and Surah, form, novelty, and form. Thus understand that the 2 points of the Tzere vowel are aligned, one next to the other, indicating that they are foundational Yesod qualities, and are not qualities of the construct of Harkava, composition, thus indicating that this is the simplest kind of construct possible. From all the above, it is clear that although the separate forms of the world of intellect are of the utmost simplicity, nevertheless they are considered to be a Markava, composition, relative to Hashem, blessed is He, since they are novel beings, and it is the novelty of their form that itself is their construct and nothing more. Thus, since they are in the category of binyan, construct, there is a bona, builder, who constructs them, and there is one who brings them into novel existence out of nothing. It thus is clear that the construct of the upper world is entirely dependent on Hashem, blessed is He, and that everything is brought forth and sustained in its existence by Him, blessed is He, and blessed is His name. Although the worlds that subsequently chain down come after this world of intellect, Olam HaSeichel, all the worlds that subsequently chain down come after this world of intellect, Olam HaSeichel. This matter should be clear to every intelligent person. Know now that although the Tzere indicates the construct of the upper world, nevertheless know that the Spirit of God is found within it, this being the form of the angel. Its construct is not a construct of substance, but rather constructs of intellect that depend on the novelty of form. For all forms are novel and are brought into being anew by Hashem, the singular pre-existent, intrinsic being who is the source of all being. Thus all beings in all of existence depend on Hashem, blessed is He, for they are all constructs relative to Him and need Him for their very existence. Hashem is the foundation of all foundations, and as known, the foundation is never secondary to the construct. Rather, Hashem is the foundation who causes the existence of everything that is and sustains it all. For Hashem, blessed is He, is the foundation of Tzura, form, and Tzura, form, is the foundation of Homer, substance, and Homer, substance, is the foundation of Harkava, composition. It thus is clear that Hashem alone, blessed is He, is the foundation of all foundations. He is the form of everything and sustains everything. Based on all the above, it is clearly understood that all beings in existence, except for Hashem, blessed Himself, blessed is He, are binyan, constructs, and thus all are in need of Hashem and are entirely dependent on Him, blessed is He, including the upper world, which is the world of form alone. For at the very least, it is understood that there is a foundation to the form. That is, the intrinsic being, Havaya of Hashem, who causes all of novel existence from the true reality of a singular pre-existence. We thus have explained that the Tzere hints at the upper construct, that it is the simplest of all constructs in all of existence, and that since its 2 points are aligned and equal to each other, it therefore is close to being called a foundation. With the help of Hashem, when we come to explain the Segol and the Sheva, we will delve further into the true depth of the Tzere so that you might see what is indicated by it. However, the first thing you need to know in this regard is that the vowels, Segol and Sheva, only come about after the construct of the Tzere. However, for now, we have adequately awakened to these matters in a manner that should suffice for every intelligent person. We shall now continue by explaining the remaining matters that indicate construct as revealed through the ways of the vowels with the help of Hashem, blessed is He. Okay, so we are on page 136.